Napanood nyo na ba yung na-reaction video natin dati? Siguro mga 1 buwan na nakakalipas. Yung ang videong gugulo sa isip mo about dun sa mga rocket na may nakitang daga, di ba? Tapos mga picture na inedit lang about sa mundo. Etong video na panonoorin natin mga tol ay parang ganun din. Talagang gugulo ang isip mo rito. Actually, hindi ko pa siya napapanood ng buo, no? Onti pa lang ang napapanood ko. Pero nagulat ako eh. Parang nasabi ko sa sarili ko, tayo ba'y nabubuhay lamang sa kasinungalingan? Pero anyway, etong video na to mga kapatid ay tulad ng ginagawa natin normal is nagre-react lang tayo, no? So kayo pa rin ang magde-decide kung inyong paniniwalaan o hindi. Pero tayo ay magre-react lamang. So wag na natin patagalin to mga tol. Total wala na rin naman tayong hinihintay na. Panoorin na natin to. Naalala nyo tong video na to, 'di ba? Kumakalat to sa internet. Talaga namang merong ganitong video, no? Yung parang skydiving tuloy. Basta yung nag-dive, no? So tingnan natin kung anong masasabi nila rito. Dito, andito yung pangalang Zenith. Dito, nawala, lumipat dito. So sa madaling salita, sinasabi nitong videong to, walang nagnanarrate dito mga tol, video lang talaga, kaya ako na lang ang magsasalita. So sinasabi rito sa video na to, ito ay fake o CGI lamang, hindi siya talaga totoo. May kamali sa pag-e-edit. Boom! Top 10 reasons.
Look at this. Look at this. People actually believe that there is a car floating around out in space.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. Like, we'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
CGI ang puti.
This is live on the air, okay? I'm going to zoom in on the Earth in Photoshop. You see the Earth? Okay, I'm going to go to Image, Adjust, Levels, and I'm going to bring the levels up. Uh-oh. What is that?
Sa mga nagpo-Photoshop, no, dito nyo malalaman yung picture kung ipinatong lang ba. Halimbawa, may mga larawan, sinabing may nakita daw alien o may nakitang multo. 'Di ba? Pwede nyo i-check yun sa Photoshop eh. Kapag nakita nyo ganito at may lumabas na ganyan, ibig sabihin, hindi siya kasama dun sa original image. Ano lang siya, ipinatong lang.
Why is there a square box around the Earth?
Oh my goodness.
It is Photoshop, but it's has to be.
It has to be.
It is Photoshop, but it's has to be.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes
may
to
green.
blind you from the truth.
So bandang huli maglalabas tayo ng magsasabi ako ng sa tingin ko, opinion ko kung bakit ginagawa to ng NASA. Dito naman pinapakita, nag-duplicate. Magkaparehong ulap po. Magkaparehong ulap. Hindi naman pwedeng kopyang-kopya, di ba? Teka, nakikita nyo ba? Lilipat ko nga sarili ko. Yan. Ayan, kung nakikita nyo rito, magkapareho talaga yan, no? Yan dalawang yan, at saka to.
What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage.
Picture daw ng mundo.
Born into a prison that you cannot
Nangalahati na lang yung mundo.
touch. A prison for your mind.
So Photoshop din, edited din siya. Ito rin, edited din.
So let's use this model of the Earth, and let's enlist the help of a friend, Taxi. You might know her.
Nagkaroon ng ano dun.
Next segment, I'm going to show you how NASA grabs objects in 3D space rotates them around, manipulates them. They can do this with water, with cloth, anything. And the cool thing about it is we can take what they're doing, what they're seeing with their contact virtual reality augmented lenses and put that on a separate video layer live.
Oo. Eto, nanonood ako ng madalas na ganito eh. Sa YouTube din mismo eh. Nanonood ako ng mga pinapakita nila kung paano sila nabubuhay sa space station, kung paano sila kumakain, kung paano sila natutulog. 'Di ba yung babae pa nga nakaangat-angat pa nga yung buhok kasi wala daw gravity. So sinasabi rito, meron silang suot-suot na special contact lens na nagpapakita sa kanila ng virtual 3D. So ano-ano pa mga ebidensya nila rito? Anong nagugulantang tayo.
Put that on a separate video layer live.
Meron siyang imaginary na hawak-hawak na bola. Ito. Anong yan? Bola ba hawak nito?
A separate video layer live.
Ano? Toink. Anong hawak mo?
Okay, I have a lot of Tim Peak screw-ups, but
Walang
this one
nangyari
here,
dun.
the system glitches. The software does not track his hand properly. And Tim slips his hand underneath his other fingers, which is tightly holding onto the mic, which would be impossible.
Gags. Kitang-kita yung edited na. Ibig sabihin, hindi totoo yung mikropono. Hindi totoo yung mic na lumulutang na anong yan. Sakit sa ulo nito ah. Ito pa. Medyo maano kasi. Teka, linawan nga natin. 72 na lang ba talaga to? Anong yan?
Screw-ups, but this one here, the system glitches. The software does not track his hand properly. And Tim slips his hand underneath his other fingers, which is tightly holding onto the mic, which would be impossible.
Oo, gaga. Ito naman, naputol yung ulo. Ito naman, naiwan yung katawan.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly. Like, we'd have way better CGI if it was fake.
Ito may harness. Oo, nangyari. Ayun o, ginagawa nila sa likod o.
Just another example of NASA faking space. Let's take a look here at this supposed image of Jupiter. Nothing more than CGI fakery. The supposed auroras. Again, at NASA's official website where it states Hubble captures vivid auroras in Jupiter's atmosphere.
Okay, so ito ay nakuhanan daw na may itong aurora na to sa Jupiter noong June 30, 2015. Tama ba?
Here's the problem. The date of June 30th, 2016.
16.
Now take a look at this. Another so-called official image of Jupiter. This one's from back in 2014. You see the problem here? Now let's take a closer look at the supposed two images provided from NASA of Jupiter. All the clouds are in the same exact position.
Kinopya lang, nilagyan lang ng aurora yung ibabaw eh. Pero tignan mo,
here's a side-by-side.
Wala nagbago dun sa cloud. Ang yan, in-edit lang. Imposible naman yun na talagang parang mirror images, di ba, na magkaibang taon na ulit. Ilang beses pwede mangyari yun? Imposible naman, di ba? Anong yan?
People can't see what's taking place here with NASA. Nothing more than fakery. I mean, give me a break. This is a complete insult. You have a brain in your head.
Amateur, NASA, stars comparison.
Look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
Nagtatanong, is this a hoax? Tinuro, tingnan mo yung buhok ko. Anong yan? Parang ginagawa nilang patunay yung Nakikita ba yung buhok ko? Nakalutang nasa space kami. Kulit eh.
I don't know, we're gonna have to do something for you.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Hinawakan yung tali. ba't mo binuko?
Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
Ayun, umangat yung t-shirt. Gags, may tali lang. Oh. May tali lang din. Oh. Napigtal yung tali. Ano ba? Ano ba? Parang ang sakit sa ulo ah. Pero isipin nyo kung pinifake ng NASA yon mga tol. Ang gaganda ng mga pelikula nila tulad nito ni Superman, 'di ba? Akala mo talaga lumilipad Wala bang budget para mas mapaganda at mas maging makatotohanan yung yung video na yon? Ang daming kapalpakan caught on cam. Umangat yung putya yung tali, kitang-kita.
Hi, I'm Noah. Can you show us somersault right now?
Somersault right now. Kumapit siya sa tali. So, hindi totoong nasa space station sila sa madaling salita, no? So, parang ang pinapalabas nila, no, na nasa space station sila. Pero ang totoo ay nasa nasa studio lang sila. So, sa palagay ko, no, kung bakit nila ginagawa tong mga to, para masabi nila sa buong mundo na ahead masyado yung technology nila. Kasi alam niyo mga tol, no, kahit nung una pa lang, no, meron silang karera kung sino yung pinakaunang tatapak sa buwan, sino yung makakalabas sa outer space. Nagkakarera yan mga Soviet, USA, iba China. Alam mo yan, nagkakarera sila mga Japan. So siguro ginagawa nila to ng NASA, no, para ipakita sa buong mundo na kami meron kaming space station, nandirito kami. 'Di ba? Nandirito kami, ahead yung technology namin. Kumbaga kami yung nasa ibabaw ninyong lahat. Pero ang totoo, nasa studio lang sila. Base nga rito sa mga ipinapakitang mga video clip na may mga nakikitang sablay katulad nito. Ganun kumapit sa tali, 'di ba? Nang ibig sabihin wala talaga siya sa space station na may na walang gravity, kundi nasa studio lang siya na mayroong harness. Posing po.
Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
See the hair? See the hair?
And they just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hindi siya naniniwala.
So many times during spacewalks outside the International Space Station, we can see air bubbles rising up. Can you touch on how there are air bubbles in space?
Can you be more specific? Air bubbles?
Ayun. 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 Isa pa. Ayun. Ayun pa. Ayun pa.
So yeah, like a lot of times during the footage, the NASA footage, you can see bubbles coming up out of the helmets or kind of from underneath you. How do you explain bubbles in space?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Sometimes you get water in the helmet, and it comes. It's either from sweat or from the cooling garments, and that's generally what that is. I've never seen any kind of air bubble anywhere.
Could it be that you're filming in an underwater pool and you're not really out there?
Uy. Diretsahang tanong, no? Nagpi-film kayo sa ilalim ng tubig lang, no? Posible, may bubbles ba naman, eh?
You're not really out there?
Yun na nga. Oh. Dami, oh. Oh, ito pa. Itong mga video na to na nasa ilalim talaga sila ng tubig. Ano yan eh, kumbaga parang sa exercise nila. Kasi parang ganun nga yung pakiramdam ata dun sa ano, 'di ba, sa space. Ewan ko kung yun yung pinaka-pakiramdam. Kaya sila nagpa-practice. Pero posibleng ginagamit na rin mismo nila 'yon at ine-edit na lang para masabing ayun na nga, 'di ba? Ewan ko, kayo mag-comment kayo sa ibaba kung anong sa tingin nyo.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it.
Ooh.
You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind. Driving you mad.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Gago. Rockets always fall back down.
In 1986, the shuttle Challenger exploded about 74 seconds after takeoff, killing all 7 astronauts inside.
Oh.
Or did it? It turns out that 6 of the 7 are still alive and kicking today.
Ooh.
Ellison Onizuka.
Teka, mahina kasi yung boses eh. Baka lang sakaling hindi nyo narinig. Yung taon daw na 97 ba? Hindi ko rin narinig eh. Wait lang, ulitin natin ah.
In 1986,
okay.
The shuttle Challenger exploded about 74 seconds after takeoff, killing all 7 astronauts inside. Or did it?
So in 1996, sumabog yung rocket na pinalipad nila at namatay daw yung 7 astronauts. Ito yun. Ito yung 7 astronauts, pero may pagdududa sila na baka hindi kasi yung 6 nila, yung 6 na astronauts daw ay buhay pa rin magpahanggang ngayon. So anong katibayan mga tol?
It turns out that 6 of the 7 are still alive and kicking today. Ellison Onizuka claims to be his identical twin brother Claude. Yeah,
biglang may identical
twin brother Claude too.
Biglang nagkaroon ng identical twin, you know?
Claude. Yeah, I've got an identical twin brother Claude too. The Challenger pilot, Mickey Smith, hasn't even bothered changing his name. He's now Professor Michael J. Smith of University of Wisconsin. Now, Krista McAuliffe was a bit of a sneaky one. She was the Challenger payload specialist, quite famous for being a teacher. It turns out during her astronaut days she was using her middle name, Krista, and now she goes by her first name, Sharon. The Challenger commander, Francis Richard Scobie, is now Dick Scobie, which sounds like a rather unpleasant disease. Judith Resnick, the Challenger mission specialist, again hasn't even bothered changing her name. She's a professor at Yale Law. And finally, Ronald McNair, another Challenger mission specialist, claims to be his identical twin brother, Carl McNair.
Identical din.
So there I was, just minding my own business, looking at Google Earth, and this big snow-covered monstrosity is staring me in the face like, why is that covered in snow? So I keep digging a little bit deeper, and I finally get underneath this cloud cover here, and a few images pop up. And I say, oh, images, what are they? Well, this is what you got, which I'm sure that looks familiar to you, right? Looks just like the pictures they give us of Mars. So I'm just kind of creeping around here and definitely noticing this.
May mga nagsasabi sa comment, nabasa ko, na dito daw nagpa-practice yung NASA kasi ito daw yung kamukha ng Mars, yung parang surface. Okay lang sana pero dapat hindi na naglalabas pa ng picture na ganun, no? Ito yung Mars footage. Kasi practice nga lang ba't nilabas pa yung footage na yun? O yung picture na yun?
The same kind of undulation changes and same kind of rock, same kind of dirt. Only thing that's missing is that nice little red tint that they pay somebody $150,000 a year to put on there. So I'll keep kind of going through here and see if it... What the... Yeah.
Mukhang laruan no?
I got another truck. Oh yeah, it says NASA. What's that say? Mars project? I think I found out where Mars is, guys.
At some point in the future, we're going to look back and say, how did we do it without space?
The kinds of technologies that we're testing out on space station are definitely helping us with our goals of going beyond low Earth orbit.
Early in the next decade, a set of crewed flights will test and prove the systems required for exploration beyond low Earth orbit.
Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to...
Right now, we only can fly in Earth's orbit. So hanggang dun lang ang kaya nilang liparin. Kaya puro pa ganun lang yung rocket. Hanggang dun lang ang kaya nilang liparin talaga. Parang yun ang sinasabi nila, no? Right now, we only can fly in Earth's orbit. So hindi sila nakakalabas talaga.
Go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation.
Van Allen
we must solve
belts.
these challenges before we send people through this region of space. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
There's a small problem with going to the moon, and inch by inch, NASA is leaking out that they know that there's a problem there. It's called the Van Allen belts, high radiation belts of charged particles around Earth, and we don't know how to get through them.
So yun naman pala kaya hindi sila makalabas doon dahil nga doon sa Van Allen belts na yun na mataas daw masyado ang radiation at delikado sa tao. So parang sinasabi nila rito na talagang hanggang doon nga lang yung kayang liparin. Yung below Earth's orbit lang ang kayang liparin. Hindi, paano nga naman sila makakarating ng buwan? Kung hindi sila pwedeng dumaan dito, hindi sila makakalagpas dito dahil delikado nga daw to.
They say. Well, isn't that interesting because there sure didn't seem to be a problem back in 1969.
The moon landing stopped in 1972 and we haven't been back. We haven't been beyond...
So 1969 pa daw nila problema yon. So moon landing nila is a hoax, sabing ganun. Kasi 1972 yung binanggit nito 1969 pa nga daw yung problemang yun Na yung Van Allen belts na may radiation.
The moon landing stopped in 1972 and we haven't been back. We haven't been beyond the Van Allen belts.
NASA admitted that it had lost the original footage of man's first steps on the moon.
Go to YouTube and watch A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. It contains newly discovered evidence, which is part of the missing tapes, of outtakes from the first mission to the moon, of them falsifying a shot of being halfway to the moon.
For NASA to come out and say that all the tapes were erased, I mean, it's incredible. Geraldo, this isn't just one tape. This is rooms of tape labeled Apollo 11 moon landing. Someone had to physically go and erase it. It's very challenging to try to prove we landed on the moon, and it shouldn't be challenging. The tape should be there. There should be plenty of evidence.
Nabura daw lahat ng video nila nung moon landing.
On the moon, and it shouldn't be challenging. The tape should be there. There should be plenty of evidence.
I mean, it's proof right there. This is an official NASA photo of the first Apollo 11 lunar module landing on the moon. I mean, it's right there. This is proof, man. It's the picture's right there. It's landing on the moon. But the only problem I have with this picture is that it's taken from the moon.
Oo nga naman, no? Ito yung pinaka-official na pagbaba sa buwan. Ang problema, kinunan siya mula sa buwan. So, sinong kumuha? Ano yung naunang bumaba para kuhanan ng picture to?
People who believe
At sino rin ang kumuha, napapaalis na.
they saw the landing on the moon because they heard it on the radio.
Impossible. Oo nga naman. Iba yung shadow nun. At iba rin yung footprint. Yun.
There's a picture of the INSAT actually being deployed from the...
May tao sa gilid ng putek.
There's a picture of the INSAT
May tao sa
actually
gilid
being
oh.
deployed from the spacecraft.
Did you see it in the background? There was a guy in the background, man. I'm not kidding you. You can't deny that that's someone in the background. There's a guy moving in the background.
Oh. Ang ng outer space may hangin. Where did the lights go? Oo nga no. So ito yung isang kuha. Ito yung ito yung mga street light, building lights kasi gabi. Pero dito wala yung ilaw. Wow.
And I'll tell you, just if nothing else, here's why you can tell they're not fake. Just to create the paperwork. That amount of paperwork would make faking it prohibitively expensive. No one could afford to generate that much documentation.
All of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now. Across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
My research of the last year has led me to the conclusion that not even low Earth orbit is possible, that the International Space Station is a hoax, and all manned space travel is fake. First though, let's have a look at the International Space Station. I want to talk about some of the anomalies I see there. For the inside of the International Space Station, there are a couple of zero-gravity tricks that they use to fake it. The first is they have a complete mock-up of the International Space Station built on the inside of an airplane. And that airplane does a bunch of rises and falls. It does an upside-down parabolic trajectory, and that simulates zero gravity. The other main way they simulate the zero gravity is with suspension in front of a blue screen. And they use that trick for extended periods of time, for longer than 45-second segments. But they can't move around as much. They can't do the acrobatic flips and rolls in the extended mode. So there's full motion mode where they can fully move around, and that's faked in plane. And then there's suspended or extended mode where they're suspended by wires in front of a blue screen. They don't move around as much, but they can make the scene last for a longer period of time. The extended mode is much quieter than the full motion mode. In full motion mode, you can actually hear the sound of the jet engines, the engines of the airplane. In every single scene of full motion mode, in every segment of the International Space Station, you can hear this loud sound, the sound of jet engines. You could argue that it's the air conditioning system. Not even an office air conditioner is that loud. And why is there a loud sound in every segment of the International Space Station?
Ooh. Ito si Neil Armstrong, ang kauna-unahang tao daw sa buwan, no?
Mr. Armstrong, Bart Sibrel, ABC Digital. Wanted to give you the opportunity to swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon? You have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. I have a tape.
It'd be fine.
Ba't ayaw? Diba? Kumbaga, challenge siya. O sige, manumpa ka nga dito sa Bible na talagang ikaw ay nakatapak sa buwan. Ba't ayaw?
You swear to, why not? Why won't you do it?
The Earth supposedly 23.4 degrees on its axis. And that leaves you, of course, the occultic number, again, 66.6 degrees off. Well, Earth is supposedly orbiting around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour.
Alright, mga kapatid. Yan, napanood natin, no? Medyo gumulo yung utak natin, no? Ang daming mga bagay-bagay na nagpapatunay dito. Pero mga tol, ulitin ko, tayo nag-react lamang. Nasa sa inyo pa rin yan kung gusto ninyong maniwala o hindi. Pwede kayo mag-comment sa baba kung anong opinion nyo. Pero ito ay mind-blowing talaga. Nakakagulo ng isip. Tayo ba'y nabuhay lamang sa kasinungalingan? Tayo nalinlang lang lamang. Nalinlang nga lang ba? Yan, ang hirap bigkasin nun. Well, anyway mga kapatid, maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta. Bago tayo magwakas, syempre, tulad ng ating nakagawian, magbabasa tayo ng shoutout at ang inyong mga komento mula doon sa videong huli nating na-upload. So dito tayo kukuha ng isa-shoutout natin mga kapatid, dito sa huling upload natin, no, kagabi, yung bakit hindi naghahalo ang Pacific Ocean at Atlantic Ocean. Alright? So simulan natin. Teka, punta tayo muna sa medyo bandang dulo, no, para nababati natin at nababasa natin yung mga nasa dulo na. So Giovanni S. Rizaldo, yan. Shoutout sa iyo kapatid. Another gasolina, sabi niya ganon. Mark Olsen, oo nga no, sabi niya ganon. Shoutout kay Butaro TV, yan. Nasa Quran yan bago pa malaman o madiskubre ng mga scientist. Sabi naman ni Chris Mark B, kala ko ba flat ang earth sa'yo? Kailan ko sinabing flat ang earth? Okay, Yuri Abellana, yan. Boss D, sasabihin ko na sana na magkakaiba yung komposisyon ang tubig na napag-aralan na po namin yan sa science noong high school. Alright. So shoutout din kay Juanito Milian, langis sa tubig yan. Shoutout din kay Ronald Aros, yon. At teka. Kay Ninsky Balo. Haha, ibang klaseng channel yan at kautog vlog sa Tagalog tumayo ang Manoy o Junior Bugoya. Kaayo ang channel, hehe. Hindi ko maintindihan yung sinasabi niya. Lolita Gitap Belen. Yan. Shoutout din kay Monric Perez. Yan. Shoutout din kay Ben Galicia. Paano naging bilog ang mundo? Haha, flat earth kami. Sabing gano'n ni Ben Galicia. At sabi naman ni Chloe Chelsea, yan, shoutout na din, sabi niya gano'n. Shoutout din Sir Shobaldi, yan. Shoutout sa inyo, no. Sabi naman ni Rir Darunday, Quran 55:19-20. So talata yun sa Quran, no. Shoutout din kay Richard Junior Carabuena, pa-shoutout naman idol. Yan, James Nathaniel Burdas. Sir, pa-shoutout po, God bless. Puro pa-shoutout ang mga nasa dulo, yung mga unang nag-comment, Yuri Abellana, idol, paano po ba makakabili ng mag? Lagi ko naman sinasabi mga tol sa mga videos natin, no, nakalagay ang link ng ating official Shopee store sa description. Sa ibaba ng video na to, nandoon yung link. Click nyo lang yung link, mapupunta na kayo sa Shopee. Yan. Sana nagegets ninyo yung simpleng ano na yun. Ayan, Richard Junior Carabuena, yan. Idol, gaya ng mantika at tuyo, hindi naghahalo. Sabi niya, gaya ng mantika at tuyo? Ha? Baka tubig. Louis Alfa, siguro ang ulam niya tuyo, no? Kaya nasa isip niya tuyo. Louis Alfanta, nice lords, pinging Hayabusa skin. Ano yun? Savannah BG, Kuya Shobal, nood naman kayo kay Madam Info, yan. Erald Nemi, shoutout idol, Shob, at All Anime Family, napakaganda ng topic na yan, sabi niya ganon. June Revs TV, pa-shoutout, load sa next video. Etong mga nauunang mag-comment, no, kasi bumaba tayo puro sila pa-shoutout. Well, kaya nga tayo nag-aano rito para mag-shoutout Pero at the same time, sana kung meron kayong meron kayong opinion na sinasabi para nababasa natin. Halimbawa, tulad nito, Arman Paron. nabanggit mo Lord sa video na ang dalawang Pacific na nakita ay iisa lang. O yung pinakita ni Mr. Pantas kasi may Pacific dito at may Pacific din dito. Kasi isang lapad na map yun pero pag pinaikot mo, magkadugtong sila. Nabanggit mo Lord sa video na ang dalawang Pacific na nakita ay iisa lang kasi pabilog ang mundo. Ngayon, tanong ko lang, kung tayo ay nakaharap sa Taiwan at papunta tayo ng Amerika gamit ang sasakyang eroplano, saan banda ba patutungo ang eroplano? Sa bandang kanan ba natin o bandang kaliwa? Nadadaan pa sa bandang Indian Ocean. Hindi naman ako piloto Kaya hindi pa ako nakakapag-travel doon kaya hindi ko alam kung saan ang ruta ng mga eroplano. Ito lang ang alam ko mga kapatid, no. Halimbawa sa Pacific Ocean, masyado kasi siyang malawak. So hindi siya dumedirektang lumipad sa ibabaw ng Pacific Ocean. Pinaka-safe kasi 'yon para sa mga piloto, para if ever na may karoon ng problema, meron silang meron silang malalandingan, emergency, kasi masyado talagang malawak ang Pacific Ocean. Hindi sila pwedeng rumekta. Kaya ang ginagawa nila is kumukurve silang ganun para if ever pwede silang pwede silang mag-emergency landing kung sakasakali. Yun lang ang pagkakaalam ko na pag-aralan. Pero dito sa tanong mo, hindi ko kasi talaga alam ang mga ruta ng mga eroplano. Well, hanggang doon lang mga kapatid, no? Maraming salamat sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta. Next time ay babasa tayo ng mga ibang komento. At shoutout na rin syempre. So ayan, sa lahat ng mga gusto mag-avail ng Rpblkn coffee mug, yan yung nasa taas. Available yan mga tol. Ulitin ko, available yan sa ating official Shopee store. Ang link ay nakalagay sa ibaba sa may description box. Sa description box nitong video na to, syempre. At ang videong pinanood natin, nakalagay din ang link sa ibaba. Pwede niyong panoorin ang paulit-ulit kung gusto ninyo. So hanggang sa muli mga kapatid, ako nga pala si SHOPEE. Peace out.